For this session 5A, our main theme is building inclusive communities through community mobilization. Our first presenter will be Ari Wibowo from Indonesia on his paper title Voice, Visibility and Validity, Empowering Home-Based Workers, a case study of home-based worker. Please welcome. And our second paper will be by Mr. Kim Sung-yo on responding SDGs in Community Welfare Center in South Korea. And third presenter will be Kirtana Rajendran on creating inclusive and sustainable communities, the work of PSPK. Welcome. And our fourth presenter will be Arjun Bhattarai from Nepal on SEC policy landscape in Nepal. Welcome all. So each speaker will be given 15 minutes and our timekeeper will take note carefully on that. So without further ado, I would like to invite our first presenter with some background of his biodata. So Ari Wibowo serves as the program officer for human rights and democracy at INFID. So he also teaching assistant in the Division of Agrarian Studies and Knowledge Management and manager at the Center of Agrarian Studies, IPB University. So Mr. Hari is a social and also scholar activist dedicated to research-based policy advocacy. So Ari is also scholar activist for research-based policy advocacy in the government and work with civil society organization to promote the SDGs and in coastal, rural, and indigenous communities and also inclusive business. So, sir, it's your time. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Ranat. Good morning, everyone. Pagi. Okay, once. Selamat pagi. Pagi. Okay. The spirit today and morning and every morning time. Okay, today I'm Ari with my friend Hendrix. I'm from INFID. INFID, International NGO Forum on Indonesian Development. We meet us in this QR code, our organization. And today, I show you experience and reflective maybe collaborate CSO in Indonesia to promote to true social solidarity practice. Yeah, what is INFID? INFID, International NGO Forum on Indonesian Development. It's a long story. INFID founded in 1985, and we focus on human rights, democracy, SDGs, promoting gender and decrease inequality. And our member, we have 17 members spread in Indonesia, in the local, in the province, and we promote action of how to make a better society. And SSA, it's very important, and I think it's same with our values in our organization, because the principle how to make, how to do addressing economic, social, environmental aspect integrates as sustainably, as sustained development. It's same with our value and in fit. And today we analyze, reflect core 7 feature from ISSE. The first, INFID, how engage in economic activities. First, INFID is non-profit with F, not V. INFID income mainly from grants and currently doesn't have income for other profit with buying on selling. And then how to make collaborate with member or partner to advocate issues, and we make robust research and data to advocacy. We have 175 activities conduct in FIT in 22 And then we promote the economic activities, how to promote inclusive business and inclusive and responsible business, or BHR. Inclusive business, how to make small scale, make justice in the value chains, not only supply chains, because we invite an Oxfam to promote Fire for All discourse, how make a small scale social enterprise to achieve fire in the trade. And then business and human rights, how we promote inclusive and responsible business in the medium corporate until multinational corporate. They must responsible, not only CSR, how they conduct business, ESG, and sustainability report. And we are on CSO Indonesia and collaborate as whistleblowing to advocacy, the commitment. Yes. Second, in primary people over profits, INFIT have as organization-based member, we focus on social mission. What is and in mandatory INFIT member every 4 years, if it make any general assembly and our member meet to how to review IDIRT or Memorandum of Association, Article of Association. We review our mission, vision, our INFIT member, how to civil society Indonesian movement in 4 years the next future. And earn management INFIT 75 until 100% focus on manage social activities, program movement, how we national global policy advocacy, empowerment, research, and critical education. In the mutual aid, INFIT try contribute member activities, collaborate increasing tailor member. In the every month, promoting the implementation GETSI. Every monthly we have in-house lecture to member how to capacity building, how to manage organization, until how to sovereignty funds and discuss contemporary issue closely, inclusive business, advocacy, national and international level. And voluntary cooperation in here, how participant in INFIT, if any organization in Indonesia or individual join in INFIT, they must join to recruitment process and discuss among member in GA. So in here, how the vision, how together during assembly, the member can review ADART, vision of mission, and then elect the management board and supervisory board. And then in daily life, INFIT, the lead as executive director, it's organized to manage member, how to advocacy together with member, and if any news issue, we collaborate with partner, it's other member. And autonomy independence, we are INFIT if free from undue interference, control of publics and authority. And integrity, INFIT has tends remain critical and independence and mandate in INFIT in GA. INFIT as organization must be balancing and critical engagement in the advocacy. So we avoided funding from institutions they criticize, World Bank, NDB, and debts, international debt, we can. And how the INFIT member and all achieve contribute in SDGs. INFIT and member all achieve goal together, maybe all targeted, all goal in SDGs, coverage all member and INFIT. Because in INFIT and Secretariat, we have ECOSOC status in UN, and we advocate reporting how condition, social reporting with consultative status. And then contribution to decent work, yeah, it's so significant externally and internally in fit. And now, how to promote, yeah, GETSI implementation in Indonesia. And families and feminist qualities to cooperation in fit and member, how to re-evaluation goals, re-evaluating vision and mission in every GA, and mutual reciprocity, how to we in fit strengthening capacity local CSO Indonesia, empowering education, sharing advocacy, integrated advocacy from national into grassroots, how do we work. And evening, we make invite and make a bringing a work of group, yeah, into a new organization. Same focus working group, HRWG, Human Rights Working Group. Now it's still as independent organization. ICGR start from focus on working group. Now it's independent organization focused on climate change. And empathy, how we are promote, in the COVID era, more civil society facing impact in the pandemic, yeah. And then the funding so decreasing because Indonesia will make ambitious to achieve as negara maju, says Indonesia, yeah. In this G20 forum, yeah, in Indonesia. So how in Indonesia have Indonesian aid it to make a same with you said, and it focus in foreign country. And now how to empathics of our member, how to make substantial democratic Indonesia. CSO must push, and we Indonesian movement, Indonesian working group, we push advocate to Indonesian Endowment Fund for CSO. And then in the feminist qualities, how diverse activities advocacy, nurturing, promoting equal access and fostering development. Yes, in this finance abroad, it's challenge from CSO in Indonesia because depend for fun, and our strategy together how to make currently planning independent economic business for sustainability finance. It's now we design how business conduct to sovereignty fund and infit push endowment fund in the national level. A conclusion, yeah, if it as organization with member, it's strategic to implement effective and promoting SSE Indonesia, because this value and NS is same with values our founding fathers, Hatta in ekonomi kerakyatan, yeah. It's same with our discourse promote in social movement in Indonesia, promote circular economic, promote donut economic, and our CSO Indonesia promote Nusantaronomics. Yeah, this value and collaborating how to invite advocacy and member with government, academic, journalists, how promote their in society for a better future, and accelerate SDGs. And then this our recommendation and reflection in our organization. Yes, so we must internalize value of SSA in our organization and our member, and in fact, if you visit our Instagram, LinkedIn, we have campaign focus on social campaign in online media, and we promote the inclusive business. Maybe in the next weekend to promote the SSA framework as it's not new, but it's same with our value of a constitutional and how the next promoting SDGs. Okay, thank you for us.
Thank you very much to our presenter from Indonesia, Mr. Ari. So the important key points that we should take from this paper presentation is on how INFIT contributes to the achievement of the SDGs. When we look at the first things is they engaged in economic operation by collaborating with other institutions and also donors. And second things we can see INFIT works as an advocacy organization, and INFIT also prioritize to people's over profit. And third is they contributing to decent work and the SDGs. INFIT has a specialization program for the team and SDGs. So without further ado, now we are calling upon the second presenter, Mr. Kim Sung-yo, on his paper on responding SDGs in Community Welfare Center in South Korea. A brief background of Mr. Kim is he is a practitioner of social worker, and he is the president of Daegu Council on Social Welfare, and also he was former representative of IFSW to UN for 4 years, and he is an eminent practitioner on the subject of SDGs. Let's welcome.
Hello, everybody. My theme is presentation about how responding SDGs, right? Responding SDGs in Community Welfare Center in Korea. It is based on the experience of my welfare center, which is Bumul Community Welfare Center. My presentation will be briefly explained about SDGs and then introduce the role of the Community Welfare Center in Korea. And after I introduce the detailed goal setting and practices cases according to the SDGs of the Community Welfare Centers, I will delve into the presentation in the order of analyzing the future SDGs practice tasks and looking at the goals. Before we implementing SDGs to local community, as you know, the SDGs, known as the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, consisted in 17 goals in 5 areas: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership, along with the slogan, leaving no one behind. So how can we achieve the goals at the level of Community Welfare Center? Then let me explain the process. We live in a community. You all live in a community. The community is one of the important front line in implementing the Sustainable Development Goals. And it is the place where the effect of achieving the goals actually occur. Community welfare centers have become an important hub for the community working with the various stakeholders. And community welfare centers play a crucial role in a community change. In order to achieve SDGs in the community, goals and detailed targets must be established to be suitable to the characteristics of the community where the community center is located. My community center is located in an area with the old persons, a lot of old persons and persons with disabilities and low-income facilities than any other areas. There are 2,600 households live in permanent rental apartments that are supplied to stabilize the housing for low-income families. And there are many stakeholders, such as public institutions, welfare centers, community groups, and volunteer organizations around. SDGs should be established in consideration of these groups. Let me introduce the detailed goal setting and practice cases according to the SDGs of my community welfare center. You may know this graph, but it is a little different from the UN graph. It is based on the UN SDGs, but the Bumul Welfare Center established, my center established 17 unique SDGs called BSDGs, based on regional characteristics, and set detailed goals accordingly. I'd like to introduce the goals briefly. We have set one by one. So in the first goal, UN SDGs goal is no poverty, right? But BSDGs is to reduce the poor and strengthen the social safety net. Detailed goals have been set with the focus on the poor and the vulnerable. As a practice of this goal, we provide a financial support for low-income families and emergency support, safety confirmation, and case management too. And for second goal is a prevention, hunger, and improvement of nutritional status for the vulnerable. While UN SDGs is zero hunger. Every Thursday and Friday, we have a free meal service, and lunch boxes are sent to low-income families to prevent hunger, and we provide supplementary food for the vulnerable. And third goal is physical and mental health. We provide free medical service and help improve the mental health of mentally disabled people living in the region. And fourth goal is educational opportunities for the vulnerable. We have adult literacy classes for old persons and provide after-school classes for low-income children who lack learning opportunity, and also Dream Designer program and slow learning project for children who is learning slowly. Fifth goal is support girls and women. Sanitary supplies are provided to low-income girls' families who are financially burdened to buy hygiene products due to poverty. And we have recovery program for women affected by sexual violence and career-breaking women's employment training too. And sixth goal is aquatic ecosystem in community. We have a cleanup plugging at the reservoir near to my welfare center, and we are making effort to preserve the reservoir environment in the community by throwing EM balls into reservoirs. And seventh goal is eco-friendly consumption of energy, while the UN SDGs is affordable and clean energy. But community welfare centers can improve energy efficiency by using in-house electronics as products with high energy efficiency ratings. And also, we are focused on recycling energy, insulations, and providing energy vouchers. Eighth goal is expanding jobs for the low income and vulnerable. We have a job program for older persons and persons with disabilities to provide opportunities to get their jobs. And also we have education for need young people. Need means not been educated, employed, nor trained. It is NEET, need people, need young people. And ninth goal, no, it's eighth, I'm sorry. This ninth goal is inclusive and sustainable community through industrialization in order to reduce the digital information gap among the vulnerable. IT classes are operated for older persons, And kiosk education is also conducted. And we have an education of smart devices for children, and we have a literacy, library for children too. 10th goal is to alleviate inequality for the persons with disabilities. While the UN SDGs, the goal is reduce inequality, we focused on alleviate inequality for the persons with disabilities. Since our community has more disabled population than any other region, we have set detailed targets by focusing on goals to alleviate inequality for the persons with disabilities in particular. So we have several programs, accessibility program, leisure activities, self-help groups, rehabilitation competitions. And 11th goal is create sustainable housing and communities. Through the community of residents, activities were carried out to create a local ecological environment. And we are trying to help local residents to live in a better environment by planning to draw village mural. And in my community, there is a big mural of 17 Sustainable Development Goals on the street. And 12th goal, I have 5 minutes. And 12th goal is sustainable production and consumption in order to revitalize the community's resource circulation activities, making tree with the plastic bottles, and we conduct resource circulation, and we promote to use eco-friendly products and creating a map of eco-friendly stores near our community. 13th goal is climate change and response. To achieve this goal, we have an environmental crisis campaign and environmental photo exhibition to raise awareness of environmental consensus among local residents. And 14th goal and 15th goal is integrated to establish detailed goals. In order to preserve the marine ecosystem, we have carried out eco-friendly detergent making, and we are trying to reduce the use of plastic and use eco-friendly products in order to preserve the land ecosystem. We are conducting a plugging campaign to protect the nature of the region and have recycling education for local residents. And 16th target is advocacy for the vulnerable, while the UN SDGs is peace, justice, and strong institutions. In terms of children's advocacy activities, we are conducting needs survey and developing programs and proposing policies. The last goal, 17th goal, is to strengthen partnership for sustainable development goals through the continuous education and promotion of SDGs and partnership with the volunteers and partnership with the public and private sectors. We try to implementing the 17th goal in our region. This is conclusion. Oh no, right? Right, this is conclusion. This is the most important part, and Community Welfare Center can be a good platform for SDGs to play a crucial role in education, promotion, and implementation. First, SDGs education must be carried out, and SDGs should be educated to local residents and improve the understandings. And future generations should be educated to prepare for sustainable future. Secondly, SDGs can be spread through public relations and resource development. It is necessary to vitalize SDGs in various ways in order to develop manpower and material resources. We would like to utilize companies and civic groups can work together for sustainable community development. Thirdly, it should play a role in facilitating the implementation of SDGs within the community. Now it's time's up. Before I finish my presentation of SDGs and the role of Community Welfare Center in Korea, I sincerely give thanks to all social workers and community welfare centers who are still working hard for achieving sustainable development goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kim from Korea. It was a wonderful presentation. When I saw the presentation, is about mainly on SDGs and the role of community welfare centers in Korea in facilitating the implementation of all 17 SDG goals within the community. So I'm sure after during our Q&A, maybe there will be plenty of questions for you, sir. So without further ado, now we are welcoming the third presenter, Ms. Kirtana Rajendran, on creating inclusive and sustainable communities, the work of PSPK. So Kirtana Rajendran is a seasoned professional with more than a decade of experience dedicated to community work. Specializing in managing urban community development projects, Kirtana's expertise extends to serving both local Malaysian and also refugees. Her focus is particularly concentrated on women and children, showcasing a commitment to fostering positive change in vulnerable communities. Please welcome.
Check. A very good morning to everyone here, and thank you for having me. And I hear very good presentations from my the co-speakers, so I'm inspired from that also. So without further delay, I would like to share. It's gonna be a story and a sharing from me, and basically myself as a social worker. So this is gonna be a grassroots sharing. All right, so for the topic today is creating inclusive and sustainable communities, and it's about the journey that PSPK, our organization, have been going through, and it's about empowering the lives and how we transform our communities, right? And basically, before we begin, I give a rough intro about what is PSPK. It's a non-governmental organization, and it has been established for about 18 years now, since 2006, and we are working mainly among women and children, and it is focused on urban poor community. And we have been embracing the culture of, there is a rich culture in Selayang, if you are able to visit. It's a diverse community. So we have been working with all the people, all the communities in Selayang, regardless of their race and creed. All right? And this is a geographical, it's a northern portion of Klang Valley, outskirt of KL. It's very near, 20 minutes from here. And it's very famous for the wholesale market as well. And that's the major employability. The labor works are from the wholesale market, mainly at that area. And for the impact of PSPK is that it's physically present within the community. We are located within the community, and we have our own infrastructure. The building is there, where it makes the community easier to approach the organization, to seek for help, to seek for assistance, and for us to understand and identify our communities. All right. And the next one is we have our different 15 centers in a different objectives, different purpose under one roof, and also it helps us to foster a sense of belonging within the community. So this is our one-stop center, and it's a 3-story building, and we are utilizing from the ground floor till the rooftop. I'll be showing you shortly. And this is our social enterprise entity. So basically both the buildings are just opposite. So we have our skill and service-based the first one, and this is the social enterprise entity. So I'll be sharing why we have the social enterprise, and main approach that we think that is very important is the inclusivity of the community, because we have been building the relationship with the community for 18 years. Just imagine, it's 18 years. So most of them, we know them by names, the daughters, the sons, the grandmom, the mother. So it helps us to understand them. At the same time, it creates a bigger family, we would say that. It's not just a family of 4 or family of 8, but it's a very big family. So at the same time, the reason why we can do that is because we have our monthly gathering. There's some pictures over there. So the gathering is basically among Indian, Malay, Chinese. We have our refugee gathering, and basically it's not race-based, but it's language-based. So we let the community to speak in their mother tongue so that they can express it better. And from there, we actually identify what is the need of community. And actually, we present to them the program or any activities before we launch it. So they give their feedbacks. So when they are able to express in their mother tongue, they give a very good feedback. And we can understand them better, actually. And also, we empower the women and children, and actually through them, we strengthen the families and the communities. That's our work path. And we have the transformative approach. We have 3 pillars and 4 focus area. So the 3 pillars is mainly, first is service, support and service base. Second is skill training and learning. And the third one is empowering the social enterprise, empowering through the social enterprise, all right? And the 4 focus area, mainly all our work is based on these 4. The first one is community development. Second is children education and women empowerment. The last one is environment restoration. So any of our work, program, activities, it comes under this. All right, and this is our milestone. And you can have a look at this. It started in 2006, and all the 15 centers is not established at the same time. It is established year by year, and not because we are liking it so much, because the needs of the community. So every time when we have a discussion, we identify there is a different needs. So for example, we started with the community service, and then we identify there is a need for abused mothers, they need a shelter. So we worked with the welfare department, we have our own shelter home, mainly focusing on abused mother with their children. And from there, they enter the shelter home, what's next? So there is always a why, and we have a solution. So that's how we have all these activity centers. And we have to have a challenge, right? So without challenge, we can't have a solution. So the challenges is mainly the lack of community awareness. And the second one is identifying the needs of the marginalized community. They're actually very difficult to understand and identify the need. They might spell this, hey, I have this problem, but the root cause might be something else. So we have to get into the grassroots and identify that. And the third one is discrimination and prejudice, because we are working with a multiracial group. It's open for everybody. So how we overcome this? The very first one is we instill a culture of respect, respecting each other. If you are not respecting your community member, you are not welcomed at PSPK. So we tell them to our community. We spell out this message to them. And the second one is the formation of working committee and volunteer group. How we do this? We have our committee team who are from the community itself. So they appoint the community leaders from them, and they become the committee leaders, and they have their discussions, what we can do for our community. It's a concept of for community, by community. And the third one is to strike a balance between equality and equity. So this is very important when we are in the community development concept. And all this wouldn't have been possible without the collaboration and partnership. So we have a very good, strong partners like Hasana, BGBG, CIMB, with universities as well, with UIA, with UNICAL, we have a college community, and for refugees, we also work with UNHCR. So there's many more. So having a strong partnership helps us to do more for our community. So I would like to share about this. This is a very good recognition and I would say acknowledgement for PSPK's work, where they appoint our founder president, Mr. Henry, as a co-chair in the IIUM. It is a regional center of expertise focusing on sustainable development goals. And this helps us to bridge between the formal education from the academic to the community work. And we have been getting a lot of lecturers, the trainers, support from the universities as well to come and help the communities, right? And of course, not leaving our APBGM partnership. So through them, we have been working since 2020. There's a lot of projects that we have been doing. And most important thing that we appreciate working with APBGM is they understand the situations. They don't work like corporates. They understand the situation of a grassroots organizations of a project, and they discuss together. So that really helps us a lot. And I would share some of our success projects, which is our cafe. It's a Bites and Beans Cafe. It's a social enterprise formed in 2021. And it happens during COVID, where everyone is closing the shop. We are opening a shop. So this is possible because APBGM came in and gave us a training for the youths in cafe operation management, in barista. There's a couple of projects, and we are able to bring all of them together to launch this cafe. And the purpose of the cafe is actually because we have a group of women who trained into baking, and they are able to sell their product at the cafe where the youngsters sell it, and both of the target group have their own income. And this is Kai. We would proudly present, he's our first chef. And now he got his promotion after 1 year of training in our cafe. Now he's working in EQ Hotel KLCC. So the cafe not only give them an income, but also a transformation in their life. It's a different path for them. It has been created through these initiatives. And this is also a project with APPGM where we call it Ventureprono. And this helps us to set a catering unit, and now they are able to run on their own, to manage on their own, getting orders. And for this year, they are getting a food truck, so they are moving on to the next step, all right? And this is another project. It is printing projects, and they are also doing a very good program for now. So all this helps them, does not really, like they have to be there, but without them, without the support of PSPK, now they are able to earn or to sustain wherever they go. So, and yeah, the next project, our very good, strong project, I would say, is our Eco project. This is started with BG initiative. They are a social enterprise. They actually shared us the idea of recycling and upcycling. And we have started this with BG, and now we are working to expand the project with Yayasan Hasana. And this is mainly, we are collecting the plastic waste and turning it into products, where we do coasters, we do phone holders, pots, there's many more. But all these are 100% plastics. There's no added colors, no added chemicals. So we actually train the community to understand this concept, to make the product. At the same time, this helps us to spread the awareness of importance of responsible management of plastic waste. And this also, through Hasana, we are able to place this machine. This is an AI, Malaysian first AI-based plastic reverse vending machine, where people can come and drop their plastic and they get the points back. So what we do, for us, we are collecting the plastics and the communities are getting the points. But on the other hand, we also connect this with our social enterprise, where the points can be used at the cafe. The community can come and redeem a coffee or bread for the kids. They can get some food from the cafe. At the same time, another good things that happen is this creates a lot of awareness, and even people are coming from 10 kilometers away just to come and drop the plastics. We were surprised to see that, yes, just for a few bottles, why you are coming so far? They say, no, we don't have this kind of facilities there. So that's why we are coming here. It creates awareness. That's very important. So with that, we always hear that don't give a fish, but give a fish. But what we are doing is not only giving them a fish, but we teach them also providing a support structure for them to market the fish. Keep on fishing, what to do with that? So we give them the support structure, how to sell it back, how to utilize your skills. And we give them the support, they are able to live their life. So thank you so much, that's all from me.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kirtana from PSPK. So I have visited PSPK, I think last year. So if you guys want to have a look, I think maybe 20 minutes from here, 20 minutes from here, and maybe after this you can get a contact from Kirtana to have a visit. So the important key points that we seen in with PSPK is its aim to bridge gaps and foster a sense of belonging by embracing cultural diversity with an empathetic mindset. So that's the good things that I found with PSPK. So without further ado, we are welcoming the final speaker for this parallel session is Mr. Arjun Kumar Bhattarai from Nepal with his topic SSE policy landscape in Nepal. Give a round of applause. Thank you.
Very warm good morning. Salamat Paki, if I correctly. Paki, yeah. Thank you very much giving this wonderful opportunity to share some experience and some my understanding on SEC. And I want to start from sharing this two logo actually. You know the Asian Solidarity Economic Council, but the first logo is the World People's Economy Forum. This is a new initiative and which is going to be held on this 18th February on the occasion of this World Social Forum in Nepal. The World Social Forum is the biggest assembly which is being conducting in Nepal from February 15 to 19. So I'd like to invite all of you to join the World Social Forum in Nepal. And this is the World People's Economic Forum on 18 February, which is the big assembly of and people's discussing on social solidarity economy and many economic models for the peoples. And the last logo is NEDI, is my NGO. I have been working since 2 decades for this NGO, and mostly it is promoting the people's economy agenda in Nepal and across the regions. My presentation framework, I'll little bit talk in the types of SSC in Nepal, and of course some legal and other issue of SSC, and brief introduction of NEDI and SDG, and with the relation of SSC and way forward. So this paper originally I did with Kathmandu University School of Management and some NGO. So it's an academic paper, but I little bit modify for this purpose. In Nepal, there's when we did a study, so we got there's a 6 types of solidarity economy, like social enterprise run by the NGOs, and enterprise run by the non-profit making company, enterprise run by the cooperatives, and private enterprise with some charity activities, and also the community group consumer-based social enterprise, and public business with charity activities. So those are the social solidarity economy, types of social solidarity economy in Nepal. And as we talk about NGO enterprise, there's no legal grounds for the doing enterprise by NGO. It's very difficult. However, they are doing. We have 3 major act, we call National Directive Act 1962 and Organization Register Act 1977 and Social Welfare Act 1993. But however, there's no any clear definition to do the social enterprise by NGO. So, but NGOs are doing because our laws are very, very old. We got a new democracy and new constitution in 2015. However, most of the laws are very old. So we are very struggling to make new laws in relation with the new constitution. So there's a big administration hassles, and there's a big conflict of profit versus non-profit, and also the lack of tax and revenue clarity, and lack of separate laws and policy, lack of subsidy and government facilities. So because of this, there is no any relation with the new constitutions, and there is no new law. It's very difficult to run very difficult to run social solidarity economy by the NGOs. So this is the one big difficulty. So we are doing my organization is doing some social enterprise, and many NGO doing, and we are advocating for the new laws for the NGO to do the social enterprise or social solidarity economy in Nepal. A second enterprise run by the non-profit company. This is the new. Actually, these new laws. It came in 2006, and there's this company doing the social solidarity enterprises or social enterprises, but there's a big difficulties to to get like some tax issues and dividend distributions and how this income goes to the communities. There's not any clear provision on that law even. But however, they're doing some training center or some schools, some other types of businesses in Nepal. And government not giving any special benefit for those non-profit making company and donation and other, but it's there. However, there's one facility, they can receive some donations from the international INGOs or some donors. So this is the one facilities. But it look like more, look like the NGOs, but it's registered under company. So, but there's a big confusion with either these NGOs or companies. So there's still not any clear policy on that. But there are many for many these types of company has been doing for this social solidarity economy. And there is a big chunk of activity under the cooperatives. I think it's very popular in Nepal. Like there's of course there's a bit good laws for the cooperatives, and there's a new Cooperative Act 2019. So there's over 34,000 cooperatives running, and more than 60,000 people directly employed in the cooperative sector. So the cooperatives are very popular in Nepal. And but there's still very there is still lack of good laws, and there's a issue of fraud, money, and misuse, and many issues increasing day by day, especially for the financial cooperatives. So, but there are like many other types of cooperatives, like agriculture cooperatives, consumer cooperatives. So many types of cooperative running across the countries. And there is other, there's other types of private company, but they are doing some charitable work, like for example fair trade and others. So there's some company, they are very good, established by private, but they are doing some very good this social solidarity economy or some social enterprise work in countries. So, but there's a very not clear mechanism for how to utilize their profit for the this for the peoples. So, but however, they are doing very good, some of the companies. And there's many consumer enterprises, like Nepal is very popular for the consumer enterprises. Like I think yesterday about this forest user association and forest consumer group from my colleagues. So it's very popular in Nepal, and of course they are saving our environment and also contributing for economy. But however, there's a still not clear law how they utilize their knowledge, their resources for benefit the peoples, actually for to establish the enterprise. And this is a very difficult still. There is a big conflict, the different group, like how we can use the forest for the better benefit for the community and society, for the young peoples, women and marginalized. And also there's the environment activists and other, they don't want to touch the forest. So this is the big conflict going on. However, our main focus how can we best utilize the forest and make people's friendly environment, or benefit for the peoples. And there is other some charity business is the public business with some charitable activities. This is some types of hospital, because our hospital and school all are privatized, so very privatized. But however, somehow they are the social and charitable activity. So this is the private public business also doing for the charitable activities. And some of the my NGO is doing some activity some awareness raising about the SEC principle, with particular focus on youth, women's and marginal community. And there are lots of campaign and mobilization we are doing, capacity building activity, and also we are supporting incubation and innovation for the young peoples and the marginalized community, including women's and disability sectors. And we support for the value chain and enterprise development, different kinds of activity. And also we are doing the linkage and networking for national, international government and INGOs and other private sectors. And also we are doing policy advocacy for the better policy for SEC in Nepal. There's a we are doing co-convener of Nepal SDG Forum, which is the multi-stakeholder platform, and we are holding the this chair of the Catalyst 2030, which is the larger social enterprise in Nepal. I am in the co-chair of this Cattle 2030 as well. And we do some economic empowerment as a fundamental pillar. And we are doing lots of economic activities and supporting for the young and women's group. And of course, it is for to achieving SDG and 2030 agenda. These are the some photograph how we working. And the last in there's a one big commitment we made in the last year for to their minister and many advocator and policymakers, they signed together to make a new policy for the SSC and to support the SSC in the country. So this is the one initiative. We are following their commitment, whether they are really implement or not. We are doing the follow up to the ministry and the government. And some way forward, there's a lack of this corporate social responsibility policy for SSC, and there's a big gaps of market linkages, and of course there's not any clear law and policies, and there's also a lack of funding support. So and then we need to enhance the skills and capacity, and there is no any formal education for education in SSC sector. So we are heavily working on the curriculum and all the things. So we need a formal education system for SSC, and there is not clear about tax incentives for the SSC, and also there is really data gaps. So we have to how we can work together for the data, and also there is not any clear trade policy to promote the SSC of the Nepalese people's doing. So these are my alls. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arjun Bhattarai from Nepal. So Arjun Bhattarai is a dedicated social entrepreneur and civil society leader. He holds key roles in Focus International, GCAP, and Catalyst 2030 Nepal, and NGOs in Nepal. So with a focus on SDGs, he leads global mobilization for World Social Forum 2024 and advocates for social economy in Asia.